Hello everyone, welcome to Horn Pro Ideas. Welcome to the Hindu news analysis of 11th 12th 2021. Let's move to first article. In this article, the author says about the GST. In this article, the author mainly concentrate on the unexpected things that needs to be carried out, like when you come to on GST, means the goods and service tax would be the government implemented in India in 2016 by amending one third a constitutional amendment act. In this article, the author says about the majority of Indian government implemented GST because of reduce the overall multiple tax that are applied on many goods and services like in India. In this article, the author mainly concerned about what GST was introduced to improve tax to GDP raise and into end tax cascading and enhance efficiency in the market, enhance deficiency in the tax system, and also increase the competitiveness growth and also ensure the lower price rights and all. But thing is, this all thing will not able to happen when you come to on GST the implementation in India. And also the government guaranteed a GST compensation assurance about nearly 14% needs to be, and also the GST compensation needs to be provided to every state that are around nearly 14% like in their growth. But actually, the GST compensation to the growth it's not provided by the center because many other uncircumstanced things followed, like as because of it increase in the case of COVID-19 and coming of pandemic things and all. The GST, the government of India giving the reasons of act of God. It means the state will not get their compensation has mentioned in the GST compensation assuring of 14% growth in their like at the initial 5 years. And also, other than these GST compensation, the government of India assured to the state at the like at the initial 5 years, and also their unresolved issues carried out right now in GST implementation. The Indian GST architecture is built on GST Council, means Goods and Service Tax Council, and also the GST network. In this, both the GST Council, like in the maximum decision on GST implementation in any other matters, will taken in this council, and the GST Council is headed by the Indian Finance Minister, and also the GST network. And yeah, like in this main GST Council, the major problem is the government, the central government having the veto power, even having the state government having a two-third voting rights, and even the state central government having only one-third voting percentage in GST Council, even like having more percentage of voting rights carried by states government. There is no like in this matter of like any government decision on GST implementation on any issues carried out in GST or presentation, the maximum veto power will carried out by central government. Even having 75% like vote coming from the state government without having 25% of central government that carried out one third votes from the central government, the any bill or any the idea or any plan needs to be implemented in GST that will not able to the implementation because of GST Council, like it having the more carriage weightage or like, and also having veto power of central government. and also the GST council that needs to be developed or implemented like in a GST bill because of to provide further cooperative for cooperation and also having to implement the federal process. But in this article, the author mentioned about this thing cooperative of federalism, and there is no progress of federal process because of having the central government having the veto power of nearly one third voting routes. In these GST, Indian GST or paradigm stands on two key pillars. One is on revenue neutrality, and other is on GST compensation for the states. But the GST, like as central government mentioned, the GST thing, the compensation for the states, this is all for the destination-based consumption tax. Means now the GST is now, and also the GST compensation for the states is all coming from the to the given the GST compensation also is to given to the destination state, not to the manufacturing state. So because of these rules, because of the destination based consumption tax, the manufacturers will borrow the complete burden, and also they will not get proper GST compensation like as we get in earlier. And also because to provide destination based consumption tax, and also to give the cooperative or federation between the between states, and also to resolve the issue of the GST destination based consumption tax, the government include IGGST, integrated goods and service tax, because even the implementation of integrated goods and service tax, the dissolve of the destination based consumption tax will not resolve. And other than the major objectives of GST implementation to provide the cooperative federation, but this objective is not met. In many cases of major 18 states, the tax to GDP ratio has declined, and also the share of center in total GST is increased by 6%. A lot of states put together lagged behind only of 4.5 of a percent increases. Means like in this data we can mention even the total GST collected by the central government, the center will take nearly on 6% like as gradually increases. Even we clubbed like all states or the contribution, like it will outlagged nearly just 4.5 increases. And also like even we plan to introduce GST like in India, because to incorporate we plan to merge the other extra taxes, many extra small taxes that applied on many what other goods and service products. But this not happen right now, because like by taking the example of South Africa, even the GST implementation having zero rating, and large consumption have been they have been defeated revenue codes. And major problem about timing of GST implementation in India. The timing of GST implementation in India, GST is implemented just after the demonetization like in India, that will happen in on November 21, 2017. And also the state collected for only 51% of the total tax revenue, and central assented only 28% of 8%. The constitutionally guaranteed compensation for 5 years has not been fully implemented, and this led to states to beg for their entitlement, and state needs to request for center to for taking their share of GST compensation again and again. And also IGGST, the integrated goods and service tax issues. The GST is indiscriminately to manufacturing states, as already mentioned. There is a discrimination between destination based state and also the manufacturing state. The IGGST, the integrated and goods and service tax, like what we get, the compensation, like what we get, these all move to the destination based state. Means the like whoever would receive the service and also the products, they will get the complete the IDG, GST amount, but whoever manufacture, whoever like invest in the manufacturing process, they will not receive any amount from the IDGST because of this circumstance, because having many loopholes, like even Malaysia had ended up there amending GST. They completely closed the GST implementation, like in Malaysia, and like even taking the example of like Australia, the GST revenue on Australia has fallen relative to GDP rate from 3.58% to in 2018 to just 3.28% in 2018 to 19, because by taking this data by after implementation of GST in Australia, the GDP rate they fallen from 3.85% in 2013 to 3.28% in 2018 and 19. Because and other than these loopholes, or other than these drawbacks that exhibited in implementation of GST in India, they are also the useful. They are also a good point we need to take when it comes to on GST implementation in like in India. What are the good things we need to acquire like when it comes to on GST implementation in India is expansion of tax net. The number of registered taxpayers at the time when the GST was rolled out was just 65 lakh, but at March, at the initial GST, the council GST what enrolled just was 65 lakh, but when come to on March 2020, there was constantly increasing of 1.29 crore active GST registration, and also the revenue collection. The like as year-wise, the GST collection have been on constantly rise, and also the third point, introduction of e-way bill system. The total number of e-way bill system generated during the financial year 2020 were approximately 63 crore. These like we can get to know they will be 13% growth when compared on financial year of 2019. And also the rate rationalization. We all know the GST rate rationalization, they include 5%, 8%, 12%, 18%, also on 28%. But the 28% GST rate is only subject for just 3% of the 3% of the items. When it come to on 5 and 12% having the more weightage carriage on percentage of rate or rationalization on the items. And also the GST implementation of GST also delves in center-state relationship. Most decision in GST council have been anonymous. Means the most of the decision taken on GST council will always carry on cooperative federation between the center and state. And also the reduced like interference of tax officials. Means within a year, about 12 crore returns have been filed. Means by the implementation of GST network in GST implementation in India, there is no contact interaction between tax officials. Person to person contact is not there because of GST network. Like if you go for on there is no interaction between people to people, means there is no corruption. We can what indirectly by introducing the concept of GST network, we indirectly reduce the corruption rate in India by implementation of GST. These are the major point. Other than what we discussed in the earlier, there are lots of loopholes. There will be some loopholes presently lacking in in GST implementation in India. They're also having what we can find very good points, very good things we need to observe when it comes to on GST implementation like in India. Next, we can move to next article. The article make the mental well-being of teachers priority. What is this article? The author mentioned about like in this article is after pandemic, after COVID-19 pandemic, the like Indian government and also the society, the majorly concentration on bridging the gap between the school education and and also the government also taking the majority rules to improve the quality of education even in online or even in online when you come to on student perspective. Like even government or even in parents, they give their more preference to students when you come to on education and after the COVID-19 pandemic. But no one kids, but no one even government does not concentrate on well-being of mental stress of on teachers' priority. In this article, the author mainly about India has nearly 9 million teachers, those working in schools under the union government, and also having the those which are working in private like institution and private schools. And those schools are working under like what are the issues they right now the teachers of both government and also on private like institution are facing. And like in this the article, the author mentioning about those working in schools under like Indian government having better qualification and better working condition and salaries, and also having systematic protection of those. But when you come to on private like institution teachers, they're having like very low private school fees, extremely low salaries, and also poor working condition and no systematic protection. In this thing we can observe like even like we having like when you come to on private institution teachers, they are not getting just 10,000 rupees as their salary per month. But when you come to on government school teachers, they can raise their salary up to 60,000, 70,000, even we can to move to 90,000 per month. This is the main lacking between the private institution teachers and also the government or institution teachers. And also the other than these basic points mentioned in this article, the authors also mentioned about this bullying by the what harassment or it is happening when you come to on school teachers. The teachers we can see like in many other social media things and all, the teachers are harassing by the students when you come to on online classes and all. And also the teachers in urban private school face a new type of bullying, means they constantly watch, they need to take the or consider of both students and their parents also. They constantly under watch of parents, and also who pointed out the very tiniest mistake, even the like in a private school like institution, like teachers made a small mistake that that will make as a big thing like when it comes to on private school or institutions. And also other than this basic thing, even many were COVID like the like not only they're giving their provide education to like giving teach like teaching methodology to like students, the what the government to utilize these private and government school teachers for COVID-19 duties, to take door-to-door survey, to distribute immunity booster tablets, and also to policing inter and intra-district checkpoints, and also many things that teachers drew salary without any work. Yes, right. And also the author mentioned about the many points, and also taking by many consideration, the teachers are under immense mental stress. At Akol, Ahmednagar, Maharashtra, teachers started COVID-19 care facility, which is operational till date, with more than 65 patients cured and returning home. Not only like when you come to on well-being of a student, indirectly we need to concentrate on well-being of teacher. Means like without having well-being of teacher, no one is to guide or teach to student like in the college, in online or like on even in like offline. The silent pandemic of mental illness like in young people like also taken a center stage. Like normally the teachers shape the young minds, means like if teachers like shape the young minds, young adolescents, then teacher well-being also needs to be taken utmost care, and also their well-being is too essential. And also what are the suggestions we can be able to give, and we can give out creating a space of creating a space where teachers can talk about their daily stresses, their well-being with their peer in supportive environment. We need to create such environment. The teachers can feel to explain their mental stress what in front of people, in front of the parents, what in front of government, and also. And there will be systematic investment in school mental health, the law for creation of environment focused on well-being, and also addressed through clearly defined policies and anti-bullying, redress of harassment and grievance, and creating a support system of psychological surveys that teachers can assess These are the major points we can suggest to create a well-being of a teacher in private sector of institution in India. And also the author, other than what they mention, we can just look at the factual data of what are the things will happen when it come to on teacher perspective in India. Uttar Pradesh lost nearly 1621 teachers as of May. Since 2021 they focused on mainly on COVID-19 duty. And also the Telangana teachers federation said that nearly 230 teachers have lost their lives during the second wave. In Maharashtra, at least 220 teachers lost their life, and in Madhya Pradesh, reports nearly on 51 deaths. And also, there will be a like in many states, many trade or teachers unions they also demanded they need to government need to take these teachers at their frontline workers, because they are doing many things, like as we saw in in last page. And also the thing is, and we need to vaccinate it as or the major priority. We need to give priority to vaccinated teachers, as we taken frontline workers. But only Kerala state government has decided to declare them teachers had their frontline workers. I know that by seeing this data, we can conclude majority of states they having careless about their well-being of one teacher. The primary role of school teacher is often set aside equally when they are called for training workshops. For example, state and panchayat elections, they need to go for on election duties, and they need to follow their basic COVID-19 protocols like social distancing, compulsory masking, and avoiding closed spaces is often bypassed. The biggest issue facing Indian school teacher is the divide into on different unions. Yes, we all know they divide, even having one schools, they divide into one private. They many their own thing divide into one different unions. As a result, they need to if they they need to acquire on simple thing. They need to have little bargaining power. If they are having go for on big or teachers union, or they need to follow a big union that does contain maximum number of teachers, then they can pressurize the government to implement the proper rule or proper policy for what even for the teachers. But this teachers union divide into different union, and these are the because of this they are not able to bargaining. They are they are only little bargaining power to approach any government, and also to impose any pressurized thing on government rules. And these a report titled called Involvement of Teachers in Non-Teaching Activities and Its Effects on Education revealed that of nearly 220 days mandated by the Right to Education Act in 2016 section, but just 40 days were spent on teaching. Teachers spent nearly 81% of their time in non-teaching activities. Most of them were what went in election duties, including work as blog level reviewers, conducting polls and surveys in election year. These are some major point mentioned in involvement of teachers in non-teaching activities and its effects on what education. By seeing this data, we can conclude those the what teachers the job is to teach and doing their valuable advice or their experience to shape the young minds. But this not happen in India because of DT. As already mentioned, the teachers all included many other extracurricular activities on nearly 81% of their time in non-teaching or teaching activities. Means they are not they need to go for on blog level officers, conducting polls, surveys, and need to go for on COVID-19 duties. There are lots many things. Yeah, these are the major point we need to understand when it comes to on teacher issues in India. Next point, next article we can take up look into it. It's about green shorts. The government should build political concessions on plans for reform in farm law. So as we know, as we see in news channels and all, the government back up their 3 farm laws they plan to implement it in in future. But as in this article, the author says about what the government decision on taking up the 3 laws. It's a very good initiative, and also very good reform. And also there is still need there is a need of farm reform in India. But like if we implement any reform in India, they need a possible political support. But no reform can be possible without building a sufficient political support for it. Yes, right. And also the government where are they would ahead of the without advocate consultation and landed in settlement with individual foreign communities. And also other than the farmers demanded their they need to follow for implementation of MSC like MSB they need to legalize the MSP for all crops. They also demanded, but our government has promised to form a committee to take to take the decision on legalization of MSP. The government has promised to form a committee for the same, and also the committee included representation of farmers too. And also there should be balance between the national development priorities and market linkages. Means the wider coverage of MSP may push farmers towards the less irrigation product like crops. Means what is this sentence means when you come to on Punjab, Haryana and many other north western states on mainly or to go for on or cash crops or cash irrigation crops. Means they are working on very few topics they are all producing and reproduce their very few what cash crops, we can call it as cash crops, cash irrigation crops. But if these MSP include large number of crops, then farmers of Punjab and Haryana, those people those farmers also looking to produce other crops other than the less irrigation crops like what we call pad and rice and all. And also everyone wants to improve the farmers income, but they should be consistent before the reforms introduced in agriculture in India. Means if the everyone wants to increase plan to or improve the farmers welfare and farmers income, but before implementing any reform their concession needs to be taken very seriously, like in any reforms that needs to be implemented in agriculture reforms in India. And what are the issues right now the agriculture system like in India follows. We can take the land size nearly the area that the agriculture has been sinking. I mean it reduced from 159 million hectares in 2020 to 11 to just for 159 million hectares in 2016. The average land holding size of farmers has come down just 1.2 hectares to just 1.08 hectare. Means the land holdings of the average land holdings of farmers normally getting declared again and again from year after year. But we'll take example of China. Even having lesser compared to on land holdings compared to on India, the China the average land holding is just 0.6 hectare. Even having less land holding compared to on India, the Chinese farmers doing very great thing by taking on cooperative farming. They need to acquire their all land into on one thing. They need to merge all those small landing into one thing, and they need to develop there and need to produce a large amount of crops in the land by using on cooperative farming. But Indian farmers need to take this cooperative farming as an example from China and need to implement this point even in India. And also no access to modern technology. Still many what average Indian farmers they are not having very small holders, and also their lack of modern technology, and this is the new challenge in Indian agriculture. And we need to go for on more farm laborers than farmers. We need to means 45% of Indian workforce employed in agriculture, according to since 2011, to 55% of agri force comprised on agri laborers. As per estimation, we need to go for on more farm laborers compared to on farmers. Yes, right. And also the falling investment in agriculture, the gross capital formation in agriculture as a percentage of total gross capital formation has declined from 8.5% in financial year 2011-12 to 6.5% in just financial year 2018-19. This year, because normally because of private investment has shrunk, because there will be a large amount of private investment is shrunk in agriculture perspective because of many extra because there is no if private investment or invest their amount in investment, their backup, their returns is very low. That's why the private investment is shrinking day by day, as we seen in by giving this data provided by National Gross like in this article. And also the last thing is MSP and related issues, as like government declare nearly MSP for that's 23 crops, only wheat and paddy procured in large quantities as they're required to meet the requirement of public distribution system, which is about nearly 65 million tons. But the government declaration of minimum support price do not increase at per with increase of cost per production. Yes, and we too as government equation and farmers requisition, government need to take the proper step to implement the MSP in India. And next we can look into on next article. The UN confers observer status on Solar Alliance. The United Nations confers like observer status on Solar Alliance. It will benefit energy growth. Yeah, like normally this so international ISA, the International Solar Alliance, it will like it will be a like it would lead to on much better cooperation between alliance and also the United Nations that would benefit the global energy growth and also the development. And also the international solar alliance was a joint effort by India and also France to mobilize the effects against the climate change through deployment of solar energy solutions. And what we can like if we go for on solar alliance, like we can go for on a renewable source, like as this renewable source we can expect a maximum of advantage compared to on any other source what we can get. Like that's why the India and also the joint program of joint effort of India and France, the solar international like alliance was formed. By it was presented by the leaders of two countries at both India and France at 21st Conference of Parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on climate change held in Paris in 2015. By taking this effort of two nations, the International Solar Alliance now taking as observer status in the United Nations. And also the Modi promises on promote on 10-point action plan to promote solar power. Even in India, like having by taking this, like Sunday, like on Sunday, listed nearly on 10 action plans on founding conference of the international to bring about solar revolution worldwide. They include ensuring the cheap and improved solar technology is easily available, and increasing the percentage of solar energy in countries, and also encouraging innovation for development of solution like in problems and challenges, and ensuring the concession and also risk-free funding in like when it comes to on solar projects, and regulating the developing the normal norms, and also when it comes to on solar technological solutions, and making the node International Solar Alliance Secretary as a strong and professional body to promote solar like energy on solar form of like power as a major asset when it comes to on renewable in like solar power. And we can just look at the what is the complete thing like about solar international solar the alliance body contains. The International Solar Alliance was launched in 2015. The International Solar Alliance is the alliance of more than 122 countries initiated by India. The International Solar Alliance is a coalition of solar resource-rich countries lying fully or partially between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. Like as we Paris Declaration, the Solar Alliance is formed in 2015, and also this is the joint led foundation by both India and France to empower solar power, like in what we can call it as. And they also inaugurated the interim secretary in National Institute of Solar Energy Campus Gurgaon in Haryana. What is the objective of International Solar Alliance? The major objective include global deployment of near over 1,000 gigawatt of solar generation capacity, and also mobilization of investment of over nearly 1,000 billion into solar energy by 2030. And also their programs. The program include solar application for agriculture use, affordable finance at scale, mini grids, and also solar roof holes, and solar e-mobility, and also storage on large scale solar parks. These are the some 6 major programs or connected by International Solar Alliance that were launched in 2015. And also the thing is major the United Nations given the observer status to International Solar Alliance is a privilege granted by some organization to a non-member to give them ability to participate in the organization activities. Observer status is often granted by intergovernmental organization to non like member parties, and also on international non-governmental organizations that have an interest in IGO status. Observers generally have a limited ability to participate in the IGO in means like in non-governmental organization, but lacking ability to vote and propose resolution. This is the law or lacking point when it comes to on observer status that provided by UN, like in non-governmental organization like an International Solar Alliance. Then we can move to last article, that is the using of stubble like as a biofuel. The central now looking to use stubble burning as a biofuel. Nearly 33 like the National Thermal Power Corporation has procured nearly 3,000 tons of stubble to produce as a biofuel. In we all know the majority part of Delhi and Punjab, Haryana, they're all like using the practice of stubble burning. But these stubble burning is indirectly leads to on environmental pollution in Delhi, like in many parts of on Delhi, because like by taking this point, the National Thermal Power Corporation has procured nearly 30,000 tons of stubble to produce to use it as a biofuel, and nearly some of 700 crore has been allocated to get rid of this stubble. And also about 1 lakh acres of manure and compost from stubble were used in Punjab and Haryana, where Uttar Pradesh used it nearly on 6 lakh acres to produce the stubble, and this stubble is normally used as a biofuel in future days. And nearly the like and about this point mentioned in this article, even opposition members questioned about Prime Minister about implementation of a net zero target of 2017. Like as the Prime Minister like mentioned and about also about announcement at the climate summit in Glasgow. And these are the major things we need to understand when it comes to this article. The center looking to use stubble as a biofuel. And this is all for today. Thank you. We can meet up in next day.